Now, Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement of the Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Asante, is questioning the timing of the Electoral Commission's decision to compile a new voters register with 11 months to the general elections. Dr. Asante fears there may not be enough time to compile and test the system before the vote. The opposition NDC and the inter-party resistance against the voters register have been vociferous in their call for the EC to back down on its decision. Dr. Hassan Ayariga is founder of APC and member of the inter-party resistance against the new register.
For us, we are saying if the EC wants a new voter register, we are not against a new voter register at all. The timing is wrong. The period is not prudent. The situation is bad. Look, to conduct a new register, you need not less than 2 years to get all the documents and everything intact. If you go and bring these new machines you are talking about, and these new machines have challenges within the period, what are you going to do? The Electoral Commission has recently obtained approval from Parliament to spend close to 830 million Ghana cedis to compile a new register for the 2020 general elections. The budget comprises of 443 million, that is 4.4 trillion old cedis for the new biometric voter management system, and some whooping 390 million Ghana cedis, that is 3.9 trillion old cedis, for the operational cost of the registration exercise. Not only are we unable to fathom why any citizen can go on this brazen expedition of expenditure of wasting the taxpayers' money, but also outraged by the support of the clueless majority in Parliament led by Honorable Chair Mensa Bonsu.
Well, the Electoral Commission has justified its decision, saying the current system is obsolete and requires an overhaul. Samuel Tete is Deputy Chairperson in charge of operations.
The EC is an independent organization, and it was actually set up by the Constitution. It has a clear mandate, a clear functions and other things. And we all work in the interest of what? The nation. What the EC thinks is the best is what they can do. So it is not up to one or two political parties to decide for the people of
one or two.
Well, because I'm not actually privy to the press conference that you are just talking about, that we have PNC, APC and all that. In fact, I don't actually know about the press conference, so I don't know the political parties who are saying that there's no need. Yes, but what I'm saying is, even if they have their view, their position, definitely that one cannot actually contradict or counteract the constitutional mandate given by the EC so far as compilation of a new voters register is concerned.
But do you agree that the NDC is totally in condemnation of a new voters register?
Well, they have actually made their intentions at the IPAC meetings that they are not in favor of the new voters register. But don't forget that the 1992 Constitution, Article 45A, actually gives the Commission the mandate to compile a voters register and then revise it at such periods that it may consider necessary.
But the Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement of the Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Asante, wants the EC to conduct more stakeholder engagements on the matter, bearing in mind the limited time available to compile a new register.
I know that the EC had a press conference. I don't know what the discussions they had. But so as far as I understand with this, the EC's plan for a new register is that so they make a case about equipment being obsolete and so on and so forth. Others have made the case that maybe you can migrate the current register onto a new software provider system, and then maybe still do a limited voter registration, replace some of the equipment. So there's an alternative to having to do a new one. I think for me, either of those issues, depending on what the technical advice is, you can go either way. The big issue is time, because there's a census in March, And ideally, if there's a census, you normally wait for the census to be done so that you can have the right numbers and estimate how many people that you're expecting to register. So if it comes in March, it means that it's going to delay when the voter register starts. If you're going to have a new machines and new systems and so on and so forth, then it might be harder, given the time period, to be able to test it and be confident going into a new election. So for me, I think the issue have to also go back to IPAC, because IPAC asks for further information, and I think if the EC had taken that opportunity, it would have been helpful, so that people get more understanding. So, I mean, for me, it's not even the question of those options. It's the question of what you can do realistically within the time frame. And also, the national ID process is also going on. So there are all these sequencing problems that suggest that, maybe you have to look at what is feasible within the time period.